Thank you, Chairman, Ranking Member. I join the chorus of my colleagues emphasizing the relevance and importance of this critical hearing. Thank you for being here. Our NATO alliance faces the gravest geopolitical crisis in nearly 2 decades. I don't think I'm overstating that. China continually bullies neighbors on the Indo-Pacific. Our adversaries' nefarious activities spread beyond their borders as Russia and China seek to expand influence both here and at home and abroad. Right now, more than ever, the United States must aggressively initiate, cultivate, and expand partnerships and alliances. That it's crucial to both of your roles and the DoD to be able to do that. With very few exceptions, when given the choice, potential allies will choose the United States as their preferred partner over peer competition. Having just recently returned from Israel, that's never more apparent than their appreciation and willingness to engage in partnerships with us. Many allies have even had a dialogue, and they've voiced a desire to purchase more equipment and expressed frustration at how long the process takes. So a question for either or both of you to respond. Beyond the reforms mandated by the FY17 NDAA, how can we accelerate security assistance to qualified nations considering our new geopolitical reality?
Congressman, thank you for the question. And first of all, I'd like to say I fully agree with what you started with at the moment that we're in time and the importance of focusing both on Russia and China and our alliances, that we need to strengthen and deepen them as we work on that. In terms of your question on speeding up the process, really, I look at this as a four-legged stool. We usually say three-legged, but in this case, four-legged stool.
Great.
We start working with our partners at the Department of Defense who really have to engage in a complicated technical process with the countries and the companies involved, if there are companies involved, on the exact details and exactly what capabilities this partner may need. And that does take some time. It is important work. These are very sophisticated systems that we are providing to other countries. Then it comes to the State Department, where we provide a review from a foreign policy perspective, which generally we're able to move relatively quickly depending on the challenges. And then we come to Congress, and you also are a partner in the moving these forward. And then finally, we have the companies that are producing the defense articles. Excuse me. I will say that one challenge we're facing right now is that, unfortunately, due to COVID, a number of our countries are facing challenges on production timelines. I know that's something that I have been in regular conversations with them about as they're trying to improve that and get these incredibly important capabilities out to our partners, allies, and friends. But that is something we also need to continue to work on in terms of shortening the time frame and moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Congressman. I absolutely concur with all of Assistant Secretary Lewis's great points in terms of our efforts to try to speed this up. I think in doing so, it's also really important that we make sure we're not just taking kind of an Excel spreadsheet approach to our assistance, and in particular, that we are taking a meaningful effort to understand what impact are our programs having? Are they meeting the objectives, operational and or strategic, that we have outlined? So we're really trying hard to measure that, and that is not least thanks to Congress putting it into the 2017 NDA that you had cited, sir.
That parlays really well into my next question. The question is, to what extent do you feel our approach has met its intended goal, and particularly about counterterrorism? The DoD made a decision to expand beyond legacy security assistance authorities like foreign military sales and pursue comprehensive partnerships to train and equip foreign partners. To what extent do you feel these have been effective? Is there an area of improvement here?
Thank you very much. You're absolutely right that we have really seen a shift, particularly in the post-9/11 era, in how we have thought about security assistance. And on the whole, I think a lot of these efforts have been really quite effective, where we have seen a number of our allies and partners help deal with terrorist threats around the world, and doing so in appropriate ways, doing so in ways that are upholding the rule of law and following human rights. So I think that has been an important innovation, as one might call it, in our approach to security assistance. And I think we've also been able to see particularly as, say, the ISIS threat metastasizes across Africa, it's been important that these relationships continue to evolve so that we're working with partners to ensure we're all understanding how the threat network is changing and how we can most effectively continue to get after it, because unfortunately, it does not appear that—
Gentleman's time has expired. I apologize.